In this video, Ducati and their unusual problems. Fabio reveals biggest rivals in title fight. If he were on our team, it would be a dream, says Luca Marini. And taking a peek inside Valentino Rossi's race weekend regime. My name is Sankalp and this is your Racing News Fix. In a short couple of days, the Styrian Hills will be alive with the sound of MotoGP engines. So where are we in terms of the championship? Fabio leads from Zarco with a healthy 34-point cushion, with Pecco 13 more points behind in P3. Joan Mir another 8 points adrift in P4, and 1 more point behind is Jack Miller in P5. Although Fabio seems to be in the form of his life, the Ducati trio in P2, P3 and P5 are not too far behind. Starting with the factory boys, we have Pecco, who is riding the Ducati in a completely new style and is constantly improving. With the exception of his home race at Mugello, Pecco has been impressive in all the rounds, but he still hasn't unlocked the way to the top step of the podium, and that doesn't bode well for someone fighting for the championship. Sure, last year Mir also didn't manage to win until very late in the season, but last year there were no consistent contenders, so that logic doesn't apply this year anymore. Jack has won twice and sneaked in a podium at Mugello, but consistency still eludes him, and without consistency, there is no title. So that's something the Australian has to improve in the second half of the season if he wants to have a serious title campaign. And last but not the least, the Pramac man, Johann Zarco. Zarco in a lot of ways is looking as the strongest Ducati contender in theory. He has consistency unlike Jack Miller, and although still short of a race win, his string of podiums so far has been really impressive, and that's why he sits in P2. So that means Ducati has 3 challengers against Fabio Quartararo. So what's the problem? It's looking all good for Ducati, right? Actually no. Given his run so far, let's say for the rest of the season, Fabio keeps scoring regular podiums and gets in a few wins here and there, while the Ducati trio on the other hand keep rotating on the podium like they have done so far, and keep taking points off each other like they have done so far. In the end, Fabio will still be at the top due to the healthy lead he has accumulated so far. What Ducati needs to do is choose one challenger, because if they have 3 horses in the title fight, sooner or later they are going to end up in the gravel trap. Now obviously they can't just decide on one of the riders and bet on him. What Ducati and their trio must do is eliminate their weaknesses, like Fabio has done, and after the Austria doubleheader and maybe even after Silverstone, whoever is most improved and most consistent should be the main Ducati contender, while the other 2 should focus on keeping Fabio behind them. Now I know how this sounds. Why will 2 riders make way for the third one to go and take the title? That's exactly what Ducati's unusual problem is. To my recollection, they have never been in such a situation where more than one Ducati rider is in the hunt for the title. That's why Ducati's management of riders will face a true test, because the last time a Ducati rider won the championship is still Casey Stoner, and given the budget Ducati factory has for MotoGP, it has been far too long without a name on the trophy. Who do you think will be the most improved Ducati rider in the second half? Jack Miller or Pecco Bagnaia or Johann Zarco? Let me know in the comments below. The 5-week-long summer break has been the longest planned summer break ever, and the championship leader Fabio Quartararo is more than eager to get back on his M1. Ahead of the upcoming Styrian GP, the Yamaha rider thinks that the break has gone too long. I used the break to spend my time with family and friends. It was good to disconnect from racing for a while, but maybe it was too much, said Fabio. We know the Red Bull Ring does not play to the strength of the M1, and Fabio remained podiumless in Austria in 2020 despite the doubleheader. However, hoping for the best, Fabio said, "I want to go to Austria and get on my bike. I hope to do the best I can. In 2019 we made podium, and I think it would be very important for us to do the best we can. We know it is not a track that favors us, but I am very motivated and it would be vital to get a good result." Speaking about the title fight, Fabio obviously counts the top 5 to be in the mix. Then skipping his teammate in P6, considers the one in P7 to be a serious threat as well. Fabio continued, "In addition to the top 5, Miguel Oliveira I think will be very strong in the second half of the season. At the same time, Fabio expects himself to be in every fight for the big races to get the win." The Italian media is not leaving any stone unturned to get some insight about Rossi's decision. This time they hounded Luca Marini with all the same old questions. All set to ride on a VR46 Ducati, Luca Marini, speaking about the decision of Valentino Rossi, said, "I don't know, everything depends on him. I hope that he will do what he is doing best and what he enjoys. After all, he doesn't have to prove anything anymore. I would say that he has already done that with his story, as the best rider of all time in my opinion. But a MotoGP without him is unimaginable. Nobody wants that," continued Marini. "We'll see. I just hope he makes the best decision for himself. But of course, if he continues, I would be overjoyed. And if he were on our team, it would be a dream. In the end, however, it is his decision." At the age of 42, already in his 26th season in the sport, one might think Rossi's race weekend regime would be a fixed checklist by now. Speaking about his race weekend rituals, Rossi said, "It starts on Friday or even on Thursday afternoon. Day after day, hour after hour, it feels like a path that brings you closer and closer to the race. But of course, Sunday is the day. I don't have any special tricks, but I always try to do the same things to have a clear plan, to be prepared for everything and be ready an hour or 45 minutes in advance so that you can only think about the race. Sometimes I stick with the young drivers from the academy and I see that everyone has their own style. Some laugh more, some are under more pressure before the race, but I think it is different for every rider." Summarizing the whole thing, Rossi said, "For my part, I try to rewind my routine and be ready. I put the bike on the grid and then just try to concentrate on the grid. Only think about the race and not the rest. But sometimes that's not how it always goes." If you made it till here, let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up. To stay up to date on all things MotoGP, hit the subscribe button and don't forget the notification bell. Here are 2 more videos which you might enjoy. My name is Sankalp and I'll be back with another video very soon.